Yo, 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 yo. What's up? What's cracking? You rocking with your boy, the thinking deacon, the sinister minister, the Rabbi Raymond Noodles, the preacher's grandson. Y'all know who it is. It's Fat Cat. And my boy Satellite got the day off today, but it's been a long time. I shouldn't have left you without a strong podcast to step to. But anyway, I'm in the house anyway once again, and we welcome you to the VIP Lounge in the Fat Cat Show. Once again, we're gonna have a good show tonight. So I'm asking everybody, everybody that's watching right now, make sure you subscribe to the Fat Cat Show Network on YouTube. I've been waiting to get them subscribers up, man, because I want to do something special, and I want to give a shout out to one of my podcast friends, Tequila, with her podcast with a sip of, with that tea with a sip of tequila, because she got her subscribers up, and you know that's the ultimate goal, y'all. It don't cost nothing to subscribe to any of our channels on YouTube, and you can catch us on Blog Talk Radio. You can catch me on Spotify. You can catch me on Deezer. You can catch me on iHeart. All the above platforms, y'all. It don't cost a dime. And right now, I'm just chilling. You know, getting used to my boy. Satellite had some things that he had to take care of. So you got your boy right now for tonight. So anyway, that ain't such a bad thing, but we gonna have a good show. Once again, I don't want to be blinded by these lights, so I ain't trying to be cool, y'all. I'm just trying to protect my vision. But anyway, I just something happened over, before I can really get these topics out. But we always give our birthday shout outs. So those that are celebrating birthdays, we wish you a happy birthday. It's always good to be in the land of the living. And also to like we got life, we got death, and we at the Fat Cat Show want to send our condolences to all those who are grieving at this point. Jesus said, "Let not your heart be troubled. Believe in God. Believe also in me. In my Father's house there are many mansions. If it were not so, I would have told you." He said, "I go to prepare a place for you, that where I be, you may be also." And so, with that being said, I wanna give my condolences to a Detroit legend in comedy. This guy made me laugh plenty of times. He debuted on Russell Simmons' Def Comedy Jam back in the day, and he was just a legend all over Detroit. If anybody ever personified Detroit in the comedy business, usually people that kind of like get famous out of Detroit and they leave. Sometimes they don't claim it, They don't claim it. They usually, leave it. You'll hear them mention it from time to time, But this guy, downtown Tony Brown, man, passed this past Thursday. This past Thursday. So I'm giving a shout out to him and sending my condolences to his family, man. Real funny guy, man. Never got a chance to meet him though, but got a lot of chance to laugh at a lot of his comedy, man. But because he remind you of that uncle, that silly uncle that you have all the time, that and just in his mannerisms and his comedy, man, he screamed Detroit. And anybody that came from Detroit know what I'm talking about. It's just certain things that Detroit is defined by, and people make memes about it and stuff like that, but it's certain things like Fago, Verner's, Better Made, that define certain people from Detroit. But this guy and his mannerisms is just, see, we can't explain it to outsiders what a Detroiter is, but it'll always, no matter where you go, No matter if you came from Detroit, if you was born and raised in Detroit, 9 times out of 10, another person that's where you at in a different place will know you from Detroit. It's just a mannerism. It's a way of life about us. And like we'll recognize it automatically. Like, ooh, you must be from Detroit. And this is what this guy kind of like personified to me. And just once again, man, shouts out to Downtown Tony Brown, man. We gonna miss your comedy, man, and continue to rest in peace, man. And man, that was rough right there, man. But anyway, I want to get into some of our topics for today, and the first topic I want to talk about, man. These are topics are kind of late because I've been very, very busy as a minister, but Alec Baldwin allegedly kills one of the staff on the set of the new movie Rust. I got a lot of questions about this shooting. I do, but first I want to get into showing you the video of, and then we're gonna get into the commentary. And if you have any comments, anything about that, that number once again, 646-564-9728. You gotta press that 1 if you want to be heard. But here we go.
The latest on that tragic movie set accident involving actor Alec Baldwin. Authorities say Baldwin accidentally fired a prop gun that killed the director of photography and injured the director. ABC's Dan Lieberman has the latest on all of this and how it unfolded.
Movie star Alec Baldwin involved in a tragic shooting Thursday while filming on the set of his Western movie Rust, when authorities say a prop gun fired by Baldwin killed one crew member and injured another. The film's 42-year-old director of photography, Helena Hutchins, seen in this Instagram picture posted from the set just days ago, was airlifted to the hospital where she died. The other shooting victim, 48-year-old director Joel Souza, hospitalized last night in emergency care, but reported to have been released. Hutchins, considered to be a rising star in the industry, wrote how excited she was to be on the ranch, riding horses on her day off. One of the perks of shooting a Western, she said. Just hours before the shooting, Baldwin posting this photo on Instagram, saying, "Back to in person at the office. Blimey, it's exhausting." Baldwin was interviewed by the Santa Fe County Sheriff's Office after the incident. Baldwin is not part of the investigation.
It's a very strict process, very controlled, because they obviously know we're dealing with weapons that are capable of firing live ammunition.
Retired APD Commander Paul Syke, who handled a prop gun in the Terminator Salvation movie, told ABC News injuries are possible even with a blank round.
I'm gonna cut it there. I have one question. Why would an actor be pointing a prop gun at someone from the staff instead of the movie? Why would he fire that? Why would he point it and fire at someone during, that's not part of the actual movie that you don't have to shoot at? And then my question is too, there were a lot of behind the scenes things happening on this set where they said a crew walked out because they had concerns about gun safety. Now this is the thing that made me even more leery of the situation. Now you had concerns about gun safety, then you have an actor take a gun that people were already leery about and fire it, point it towards somebody. And this is not, they call it a prop gun, but these prop guns are actually real guns, but they put blanks in them. This is the problem. And the number one rule when it comes to guns, always assume that they can kill somebody. So why would he point it after countless complaints about gun safety? Why would he point it at someone, fire the gun, and he already knew that the problem existed? Plus, he's not just the actor, he's the director of this movie. So why would he do what he did? That's the question. Can anybody answer that question? Now we go back 30 years ago and we see that the tragedy that happened with Brandon Lee, Bruce Lee's son, on the set of The Crow, same thing happened. Now, why is this happening now after 30 years? Why is the same things happening? They said that live ammo was kept right by the gun. So automatically a mistake was bound to happen. Why would you keep live ammo by something that is going to be used in a movie and pointed at somebody and actually fired at the chance of somebody getting the ammo mixed up with the dummy blanks, and an accident like this happens? Now a man doesn't have his wife, kids don't have their mother, a millionaire, all he could do is say sorry. Think about that for a minute. How many of you would accept that? What if that was your sister, your mother, your auntie, whoever she was to you, your friend? Would you be able to accept a sorry from a millionaire that, by the way, is known to be an a-hole? And then then they show the images of him out here crying. He's an actor. They can make themselves cry at the drop of a hat. I don't believe none of it. Who should be responsible? Should there be an arrest? I'm thinking, this is what I'm asking. But we know already, when you got dollars, it don't make sense to go to jail. When you got dollars, it don't make sense to go to jail. Ain't nobody watch. Somebody gonna be the dummy, scapegoat for this. It ain't gonna be Alec Baldwin, and he the murderer. It ain't gonna be him. It's gonna be somebody else. Cause we ain't gonna get the full picture of this. We're not gonna. I'm telling you, we're not gonna get the full scope of this. They're gonna clean it up. Cleaning up it is just going to be among the tragedies of things that happen on the set of movies. Of course, we had during the Twilight Zone movie, we had, I forgot the actor name that died in the helicopter scene along with the kid actors. This was in 1980 something when that film came out. We had so many on the set accidents with things like this, and it makes me wonder, what is this union doing, this actors union doing? Why are we not protecting individuals on the set? You hear so many behind the scenes tragedies that they keep undercover, and I'm really wondering, how did this one really get out? Maybe because, I don't know. I'm just speculating. But anybody that wants to be part of this discussion, that number is 646-564-9728. You gotta press that 1 If you want to be heard, I'm baffled, really at a loss. Beautiful woman. I know her husband is hurt. I know them kids hurt. And then just imagine that. 9 times out of 10, every time they see Alec Baldwin's face on the TV, they gotta look at, this is the man that killed my mama. This is the man that killed my wife, my daughter, my niece. Wow. I just don't get it. But anyway, we're gonna go to commercial and we're gonna get into our main topic for today. Need jewelry and don't want to spend an arm and a leg to get it? Jayla's Jazzy Jewelry. Want to look cute while cooking neck bone soup? Jayla's Jazzy Jewelry. Come to Jayla's Jazzy Jewelry where you can get a variety of beautiful necklaces, rings, and bracelets. Let the queen of bling customize you, cause you ain't been bling until you seen the queen. Tired of looking plain Jane? See the queen. Trying to change the game? See the queen. And the beautiful thing, you could look $1 million for $5. That's right, $5. Jayla's Jazzy Jewelry, where the queen don't stop until your jewelry pops. Skip the rest, try the best. Jayla's Jazzy Jewelry. Buy online or in person. Deliveries available. Ain't nothing but a queen thing, baby. At Jayla's Jazzy Jewelry. Try our website. We back, and our main topic for today is, are failed relationships a waste of time or lessons? Are failed relationships a waste of time or lessons? That's a good question. I think a lot of people will look at it as being a waste of time. I really it is. It can be to a certain extent. It will be a waste of time, and but ultimately, like, I was in a lot of bad relationships. I could say this. I was in a lot of bad relationships, and during that time, I learned a lot of things within every relationship that I was in, whether good or bad. I could say this: every relationship that I was in, that I broke up with the person, wasn't necessarily a bad relationship. I would say this: it was really, sometimes it was my fault. It was my fault because I think when we're younger in life and we try to get into relationships, we don't fully know what we fully want. I think sometimes, even because the label say you grown, don't all the time means that your maturity caught up with that label. So you can't just assume that because a person is 21 or 22, 25, 30, all the way to 30, that they're a mature person. That's just what the labels say. But you have to, it's a point that you come to where eventually you don't want to do the things that you used to do. Everything has its season. Everything gonna run its course. And I had that time when earlier in my life, women got to think about this with men. Men, we sometimes we are very, very leery of the women that we choose, and we are very leery of relationships, especially when we're in them. Because one thing about it, see, there's different consequences to bad relationships between male and female. See, women, and you can disagree with me all you want to, but women, you got to understand, when y'all go into a bad relationship, y'all don't think about this like if I have a baby with him, then I'm gonna have to deal with him. I'm gonna have to deal with him and him taking my money for the next 18 years or things like that. I never heard a woman talk like that about bad relationships. But men, we have to think about all of that. Like, of course, they came out with the song "Cheaper to Keep Her." We always think about stuff like that. We always have to be on guard of things like that when we deal with situations with women. But I could say this, in relation in my bad relationships, I learned how to love a woman. I really learned how to love a woman. I learned how what I was going to accept in a relationship. I learned how to give love. I learned a lot of things during all the relationships that I was in. I learned how to watch signs. Even though everybody is different, you still could take certain things. And I learned how to really, allow myself to heal out of bad relationships. You got to give yourself that time to heal. Of course, when a bad relationship first happened to you, you look at it as a waste of time. But then when you actually sit back and you observe it for what it was, you think, I learned a lot out of this relationship. I learned, because sometimes, we be so fixated on the relationship, we don't even pay attention to the lessons that's within the relationship. And that's and that'd be the boggling thing. And then we don't think about it till years later, like, oh man, and sometimes we might even say, man, I wish I could have made it with that person. But then you think back to it, that person was already giving you them signs like they wasn't right for you. And you be like, oh, okay, this is why that happened. And then, because I think every bad relationship or every relationship that I was in led me to the point that I got to my queen. I got to my queen. And I just, and I wouldn't risk it for the world. I don't look back at relationships, because they are hard to come by now. You ask any single person right now, I don't think every single person wants to be single. I think everybody want to have somebody to love, because love feels good. Love is a good thing. When you got that person that love you and you love them, and you got that me against the world attitude, like you could do everything in the world when you have that person on your side, that is a good feeling. I've never, single people, it might be some people that might be happy single out there, but eventually sometime in your life, you ain't gonna want to be by yourself. How many times you done seen a person die alone, single? We all need that life mate, that soul mate in our lives. That person that complete us. My wife completes me. And so we all clamor for that thing. We all look for that thing. I mean, you remember the first time you fell in love? I think back to the days where when somebody first gave you a note and said, do you like me? Check yes or no. And you were young, you didn't truly understand love, but you knew at the time that, wow, somebody thinking about me. It just felt good back then to know that somebody's thinking about you. And that's the same now. You still get that, when I know my wife is thinking about me, I still get that bubbly feeling, that them butterflies, just to know that my wife want me. You know what I'm saying? And I want my wife, And so everything, is everything. But you can't feel that way about somebody that that ain't making you feel special. That that's not exclusive to you. You know what I'm saying? Or that, because it's certain ways that certain people make you feel. You could be out here being the biggest player in the world, but eventually there's somebody out of that group of people that you're dealing with, whether you're a man or female, even the biggest male player, I'm gonna say, he always got that one that's kind of a little bit different than the other people. And even the woman, she deal with a lot of men, but it's that one that she would give her time to. It's that one that she would, just risk it all if she had to. So, stop me if I'm lying. Stop me if I'm lying. And if you want to call in, that number is 646-564-9728. Press 1 if you want to comment. For the life of me, man, I never, maybe because I'm an optimist, I try to look at things on a positive note. I remember just going through situations, looking back when I was in bad situations, and I knew a lot of it was primarily karma for me, because earlier I did a lot of hurting them, to women in my life, and that was simply because I grew up watching a good relationship. My grandparents, my grandfather was, that my grandparents was married for 60 to 70 years, you know what I'm saying? So I watched them, but at the same time I grew up watching, because that was a different time. I grew up watching men with multiple women. I grew up even coming a young man is taught, well, I ain't gonna say always taught, but there's always somebody that's gonna train them. Where your girlfriend at? That's sometimes some of the first things that other older men will ask a younger person. I know you got a girlfriend or two or something like that. So that's automatically planted in our head that not finding a wife, not finding one woman, but 2 to 3 girlfriends, somebody. So the pimp mentality, player mentality is already being embedded in our minds even before we can make a sound decision, so we grow up. So all of our teenage years and, coming up, first thing we think about is we got to be the man. And how could we be the man? Is having multiple girlfriends. And that's been implanted in our heads for the longest. So it's men trying to break generational curses, trying to break these stereotypes that we can't be the man unless we got multiple girlfriends. So, and then we don't realize the truth until we old or it's too late. We don't realize them, and we probably done let so many good women go in our lives that we don't. How many times have you seen that person, that man or your cousin, your uncle or something? They had a good woman that was good for them, that was taking care of them, and you look at your uncle, you like, man, he's stupid. That woman loved him, and he just treating her just any kind of way. How many times you done seen that? And hey, and now, and then by the time he realized what he had, it's too late. That person don't want him no more. They done moved on. They done really got away from him. And this is the thing with, I could say that's different from men and women. When a woman is ready to move on, she moves on. Y'all move on. With men, we are still lollygag. We are still procrastinate. We'll still do all of that. And just big waste of time. We'll stay in a relationship with a woman we know don't want us for a long time. We'll stay with some of us will stay with a woman that dog us out for the longest. A woman will do the same thing to a certain degree, but when she ready to move on, oh man, Boy, y'all cutoff game is much more worse than the man's is. So I don't know if you, but anybody that agree with me, if you want to, that number once again, 646-564-9728. Press that 1 if you want to comment. Once again, we in the VIP lounge, and once again, make sure y'all subscribe to the Fat Cat Show Network on YouTube. It don't cost nothing, y'all. I want to get these subscribers up, and so we can do our thing. But once again, like I never looked at things as a waste of time, because I think that we learn off of I think everything in life is a lesson. If you burn your hand, it's a lesson. If you bump your head, it's a lesson. A lot of us, we learn the most out of negative situations. I remember one of the first times I got hurt. One thing I said to myself, this had never happened to me again. This had never, ever, ever happened to me again. And I think the worst thing, is worse on men, because we don't like feeling vulnerable. We men. We don't like being emotional. We men. And so when a chick hurt us, we in a spot that we don't even like to feel. You know what I'm saying? We like, oh man, we already like questioning our manhood when that happened, So we already fighting macho-ness and all of this, and trying to act like she didn't. That'd be this main thing, with most people when a person hurt them. I don't, she ain't meant that much to me. It ain't nothing to me. I'm gonna just move on. But deep inside, boy, you dying like it ain't nothing. You dying like it ain't nothing. And so, man, I just, I know I done been through it. And some of the biggest lessons I learned, I just, it prepared me for, it made me be able to set the bar of what I'm looking at. Before, I said this earlier in the relationship, and when a young lady, not in a relationship, in a conversation I was having on Facebook, a young lady asked, why do men cheat? Why, as something around that question, why do men cheat? And I had to kind of like give it my little spin on it too, because women, y'all are surpassing men with the cheating phase, Y'all just as worse as we are with cheating. If you disagree with me, you know that number, 646-564-9728. Gotta press that 1. I think, because man, I see some women out here that are beasts. They got the boss mentality with they beastness. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like, man, and I seen women that pursue dudes like dudes do. Like dudes pursue women. It was the same thing. Hey, this is what I want. I want a relationship. I just want to have you for a night and let you go back to whoever you're going to. That's some women. That's some women. But if you agree with me or you disagree with me, once again, that number 646-564-9728. Press that 1 if you want to comment. I look at it, man, ain't nothing a waste of time. You can learn something off everything. Bad relationships, man, that molded me. That molded me big time. I looked at things and said, hey, I'm gonna look at the positive side in it, and think about this. Usually in a bad relationship, when you caught the person, it probably stopped you from doing something even dumber. You know what I'm saying? Maybe you was Maybe you was getting ready to marry this person, and then right before the wedding, you caught them cheating. You know, and you was like, oh man, I dodged a bullet. There was a lot of relationships that I dodged a bullet on. I dodged a big bullet on. I was like, I think back like, whoa, wait a minute. Dude got a caller. You rocking with the Fat Cat Show. What's happening?
Well, I feel that dodging a relationship sometimes can work, but I believe that every relationship needs closure.
It need closure?
I believe, yes, you gotta have closure to your relationship that you had in your life in order to move on. I think that's what you meant by you learned after everything that you ever experienced.
So
every relationship needs closure.
Let me ask you this: Do you think all of the relationships that you're no longer in, do you look at them as a waste of time or lessons learned?
Lessons learned.
And that's the thing that because you hear so many people.
But the lessons that I learned were a waste of time.
They were a waste. They were a waste of time.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wait, you got to explain that to me. And is your mouth all the way on the phone? Because it's hard to really hear you.
Hold on. The lessons that I learned were a waste of time.
Explain that. You already knew them?
I mean, no. It wasn't that. It was that I wasted that time. I wasted that time on that lesson when I could have proceeded and went somewhere else. If I just would have listened.
You know a bad relationship. You know a bad relationship I was in. A lesson that I learned. It was a bad relationship that I was in, and I learned something. And it was simply because I got into the relationship like a rebound off another one. And one of the lessons that I learned that I should have learned already, but it taught me because the woman actually took time to really break it down why she really didn't want to be in the relationship with me. It's because I was still hurt and dealing with her at the same time. You know what I'm saying? I didn't give her my whole heart because I was still bruised and battered from my last relationship. And so it taught me going forward that I would never enter into another relationship before I fully get myself together and heal. And that was why I really like the relationship between my last relationship between before I met my wife was I went a span of 4 years before I dated again like that. Before I got into a relationship. It was like a 4-year period where I had to really get myself back, because a man, generally when we go through bad relationships, when we get hurt, it's something, we go through something more different than a woman does, because men, we got more macho-ness and pride, and you know what I'm saying, and we don't like to be in them vulnerable positions like that. So we get to questioning our manhood, be like, you ever ask yourself, dog, is it me? Am I ugly? Or am I, what happened? You know what I'm saying? And so we go through those type of phases, and we like, man, why did she do that? Why didn't I see that? Because we don't like to be caught off guard. We like to think that we the smartest person in the room. Huh?
Right. That's really real. That's really You really being honest here. I think a lot of men need to really like hear that,
Yeah.
but they need to hear a woman. I think they need to hear a woman's point of view as well, saying that after a while that'll take us to another level and it turn us into questioning ourselves as well.
Right.
You know, am I not a good? You know, am I not a good woman? What am I doing? Am I not cooking? Am I not cleaning? Am I not giving him enough sex? Am I not keeping it spicy? What am I doing?
Right.
It'll get us to questioning ourselves as well.
Right.
So how do we? This is why we come on here on the radio show to figure out how do we stop this issue and maybe get us some normalized instead of all of this riffraff.
Right. Because it's a lot. It's a lot that, you know. Love. I said this. I did a sermon. Right. I did a sermon this was about probably about 3.5 weeks ago, and I did a sermon. It was called "Falling in Love with Jesus," and in the sermon I was relaying it to like being in an actual relationship with Jesus, and basically it was going through all the emotions of, you know. And one of the things that I said within the sermon, I said, man has been able to conquer every little aspect of life, you know, to a certain degree, but the one thing that he hasn't been able to conquer is love. He you know, love is a major problem for a man, because it puts us, I'm telling you, it puts us in the most compromising position ever, because we actually given our heart, something that men protect so heavy, our prized possession. We give this to the woman we love, and if she misuses it, then it puts us in the emotional period that we don't like to admit. Men can get emotional, you know.
Yes. Say that again. Can you say that again?
Men can get emotional, and we don't like to show. We don't like to show that side. We don't want you to see that side.
You all don't. You all do not like to show that side, the emotional side.
Yeah, we do not like to show that side. That like that old book said, we cry in the dark. Yes, we do. And I mean, a lot of people, and this is why the main reason why when women finally meet that man that's holding, we hold so much hurt inside of us, because we don't want you to see that vulnerable side of us. We want to always look like Superman to our woman, to our kids, to the outside world. When men always got to keep up this persona like I'm a strong man. I don't cry. I don't do that. You know, I don't do none of this. And then by the time, like, when something really hit us, it don't be necessarily the problem in front of us. It be all that built up stuff that along with that problem that done weighed us down now. And now we a time bomb, you know?
Right. A ticking time bomb.
Right. So
yeah, a ticking time bomb. A ticking time bomb. And that's something different. You know, and you gotta, you know, you just a ticking time bomb with the pressure that the black man feels anyway.
Right.
The black man feels like pressure. You know?
It's enough, because like I said, I remember, and I'm not gonna bring up the relationship, you know, that I was in at this time, but I remember at the time where I was in one of the darkest moments behind the relationship that I was in, and it was really, oh man, I want to tell you, it just, it took me to dark places that I thought I couldn't go. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And it is just, you know,
Right.
and so but I never like, but in everything I learned, this is some of the things that I learned from bad relationships. I learned about myself. I learned a lot about myself. I learned how to love. I learned how to give love. I learned how I shouldn't want a person to feel, you know, and you know, do unto others as I, you know, want to do unto myself. I learned all of that. And I learned to set the bar of what I was going to accept and what I wasn't going to accept.
And what you wasn't going to accept. That's where I'm at. I like that. You learned to what? Can you please say that again for me and for everybody that's listening? You learned to do what?
What I was going to accept and what I wasn't going to accept. And it, you know.
No, you said I learned to set the bar.
Yeah, set that bar. Yeah.
You have a certain standard now. Mm-hmm. You have a certain standard, and you're not going to accept anything more or anything less.
Yep.
That's the bar. You set a standard.
Yep. And that's it. And that's it. And it's like, you know,
90 seconds.
And people have to respect that and like that. But one thing that I can appreciate right now, I think when you could find that person that you could be a little bit different with than you did with anybody else. Like, I got to the point with my wife, and my wife, she done seen me cry a few times, and simply because the last 3 years, of course, you know, I didn't experience death in my family. And so my wife really, my wife really saw me at that point. And she didn't judge me or anything like that, but she always, and my wife always say that. I can say this too, you know, I'm almost emotional about my kids. You know what I'm saying? And so it's a lot of things that I do like that. But anyway, thank you for coming on. We down to our last 20 seconds. Man, it's good to hear from you. Good to hear from you.
Well, you know, I'm always with the Fat Cat Show, and I love the Fat Cat Show. I love the First Lady. Yeah. I want everybody to be blessed and have a beautiful night.
Good night. All right, y'all. We up out of here. Peace.
Thank you. How y'all doing, Brooklyn? You know what? I'm glad to be here, y'all. But I had to go to the dentist, right? And get my partials and shit hooked up. Because one day, all my teeth just started falling the fuck out. I ain't bullshitting. I was talking to a motherfucker one day, and I say, motherfucker, and one of them flew out. So I said, damn, you know. So I said, ain't this a bitch? And the other one flew out. I said, damn, I'm gonna have to quit cussing, cause all these motherfuckers be out on the floor if I don't calm the fuck down, you know? Yeah, man, I gotta go see the dentist. Cost me a lot of money. I've been thinking about it. I said, well, I'll give me some platinum teeth. But I live in the motherfucking ghetto, you know what I'm saying? Nigga don't be walking around with a mouth full of platinum teeth. Nigga stick him up. Nigga run up on me, give me them teeth, nigga. I got to pull them bitches out, you know. All right, nigga, you got the teeth, get the fuck on, man.